Hello friends, this video is going to talk about how to connect your RME Babyface Pro FS to the TotalMix app on your iPad to use with Loopy Pro. So let's go over the very basics. I will show you with another video because I don't want to unplug all of the items on my Babyface, but I keep my Babyface towards the bottom of my mic stand, just so it's out of the way because I don't need to touch it during my performances, and it adds significant weight to the bottom of the mic stand, which I hold everything on it, so it gives me a good base for the weight. Let's talk about the TotalMix app. On your iPad, what you're going to do, click on the RME TotalMix app. Okay, so yours might look a little bit different than mine when you're first setting it up. But let's go over everything. On the top right, you're going to see Babyface Pro. Sometimes when I plug it in, it'll say disconnected. And so the very first thing you need to look at this screen is look at the very top right and see if it's connected. If it says disconnected, you need to unplug from your iPad and then plug it back in and wait a few seconds until it says connected. So that means the software on the iPad and the RME are connected. Very important. Okay, so here we go. Press on the in. You'll see in, PB, and out. Let's just press on the in, and you're going to see your 4 analog inputs. If you see more than that, we'll go over that. But what I like to do is kind of clean up this screen so it's very clean and streamlined for what I need to use it for. So pretty easy. You can rename these analog inputs. So this is these are the 2 vocal microphone inputs, and these are the 2 instrument inputs. You can put these together. I have them separate as mono instruments because I play guitar and a violin. So it's nice to have 2 mono inputs. If you like them to have stereo, say it's a keyboard, an analog keyboard or something, you can make them come together in a stereo channel, which is pretty cool. With 1 volume, with 1 gain, I guess. Okay, so what you do is you double tap this, and then you can go through and rename these channels to whatever you want. Very helpful. So go ahead and double tap on each of these channels and rename them. The reason why I have these open, so I have this if you click the wrench on here, you'll see that you can see the gains for each, and if you need 48 volt phantom power, things like that. If you need to turn on the pad, you can do all these things if you like. I just have this open so I can adjust the gains if I needed to really quickly. I pretty much have it set now, but that's just how it is now. So next thing we're going to do is click on the PB, which is a playback channel. I renamed the main one Loopy Pro, so double click on that and you can name that Loopy Pro. Now I also have a click channel, so we'll go through that and we'll pick a playback channel we can use for your click. So then the last one are your outs. So this is the main out. You can click on that. You can rename it if you like. I just have that, and this is headphone. I have headphone. Okay. Great. Okay, I'm going to go back to in. So to get rid of all the other channels, you'll initially see all the ADAT channels, everything. You go to click on the gear wheel at the top, and I would go to channel layout. So this is what's nice. So it will label whatever you labeled here: analog 1, analog 2, instrument 3, instrument 4. Those are labeled already. So what you want to do is make sure it's on E, so you can see those. AS 1 and 2, and the ADAT channels. These are just the ADAT channels. So AS means ADAT. I don't know why they just didn't name them all ADAT, but these are your ADAT channels. If you don't know, you could have a separate system attached to the RME Babyface, a physical box that can connect with 4 more input and output channels if you like. That's a totally separate physical thing, but the software can actually control that extra hardware if you have it connected. So it's a pretty cool thing to have. Okay, so if you scroll down, you'll see that you labeled the AN. That's your analog playback channel. So anything that's playing from the iPad will go to this channel. So we have Loopy Pro, and you want to see that. So make sure it's on the E. And then I also, I initially had the PH, the phones. I named that, but I decided to show you that any of these playback channels you can use. So I put my click on ADAT78. You can follow me, and yeah. So anyways, so your analog outputs are the two main outputs, which are the XLR outputs. These are your main outs, and then PH are your phones, your headphone outputs. Okay, and then as you see, if you have an ADAT, an extra box with extra outputs, you'll be able to send those or whatever. Okay, so now that's good. After you do that, it should look similar to what I have. So what I've done is I would do this first. Go to Layout Presets, and then Store, and then pick one. So I'm going to store this to Layout 1. So now this layout, you can change your layout. Say you want your ADAT things, whatever, for a different project or a different thing. If you're not using Loopy Pro, you can change that and then save it, and then bring this one back up when you're using Loopy Pro, so you don't have to fiddle around with stuff so much. Anyways, go out of that. Let's go back to in. So now what we're going to do is go through and open your Snapshots menu. So what I've done is I've picked specific gains for my microphone inputs. My instruments, I've decided they're okay at the 0 gain. So now what you want to do is on the side, you'll see underneath, go to View Options, and you'll see Submix and Free. Make sure you're in the Submix window. Yes, the Submix. So just press on Submix. If you're in Free, that doesn't work for this. Go to Submix. Okay, so what we're going to do in the Submix is we're going to start with your outputs. So go here. You're going to click on your main out, and then you'll see anything you want to hear on your main output. Go back to in. Is coming from Loopy Pro. And so maybe this is the right time to go to Loopy Pro. So exit out of this and go to Loopy Pro. So in Loopy Pro, I realized you need to go here and go to System Settings and make sure the Play in Background knob is on. So this means play in the background. So if you even close out of Loopy Pro, that the signal is still routing through in the background. So that's why you can see that my Loopy Pro signal is routing through Loopy Pro, going through this playback channel, right? Processing through there into the output. So really what's happening here, when you click on main out, what you want to see is just from the playback channel, because your inputs are going just directly to Loopy Pro. You don't want to hear the, you don't want to just hear the outputs directly from the mixer here. And you can do that. You can have it to where the direct sound from here, but then you'll have double sound, which will be kind of weird or whatever. So this is just for Loopy Pro. You can also set this up, like I said, as its own separate mixer without Loopy Pro working in there. So that's why it's set up like this. So the most important thing, make sure the main out is like that and have it set to Unity. If it's not, double click, I'll go to Unity. Okay, playback setting. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the click. What we have here, go back to Loopy Pro, and we're going to click on the 3 dots. Click on the gear wheel. Go to Metronome. And this is where you pick your click channel. What channel it's going to be on. So I picked 1112, which happens to be here, the click. So let's just do a quick example. I'll show you in the mix window. So that's why I picked 8 at 7 8, 11 12. So okay, let's go back to Loopy Pro and let's make a little beat. Let's just do this. Okay, we made a little beat and you can see that the clock is running. Great. So now let's go back. The clock is running and now you can see the click is running through the playback channel. That's perfect. And also the audio, just the audio is being routed through Loopy Pro. Only the click is a separate channel. That is great. So the click is working. Let's talk again about the inputs. So the reason why we set up the inputs like this, I have them muted and all the way down, right? Because we don't want these channels being mixed in through this system. We want all these channels to go through Loopy Pro, all the processing and all the looping in Loopy Pro, and come out of the Loopy Pro playback channel. So all this stuff is muted here, so it's not bypassing Loopy Pro directly to the analog output. It is being processed through Loopy Pro and then all summed down to the output of this playback channel, which is cool. So that's why all of this stuff is muted and all the way down when you're pressing when you see all this. If you're wondering, this is all being processed through Loopy Pro, again, except for the click. The click is separate, and the reason why we want to do that is because we only want the click to go to our headphones. We don't want the click going to the main output. So that's why you want to have those two things separate. Very important. So again, that's why we have two separate outputs. This is how to set up your output to where the click will only go to the headphones and not to the main output. So go back to the main out. If you click on headphone, that will be highlighted. So make sure you click on main out. Go back to the playback channel. Make sure that it's at Unity. So, and then make sure that the click that we named that click is all the way down. So the click is not going to the main out. So go back to the headphone, click on headphone. Make sure it's assigned to headphone, your analog headphone 3, 4 out first. Okay. Headphone. That's connected. Go back to playback. And now you want to have the click off and the Loopy Pro down. Okay, so we have that set. Now all you have to do is I go over here to the right, go to Snapshots, and make sure you click Store, and then store this snapshot. Whenever you change a gain on the microphones or whatever, and you want it to stay put in the way where you want, I would click Store and then pick which one you want. Again, you can name these by double tapping and then naming it. I hope you enjoyed this video, how to set up your RME Babyface Pro FS with the TotalMix app on your iPad to work with Loopy Pro. So here's a little jam I'll do for you.
Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise.
Anyways, my name is Daniel Park. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it helped you out, please press that like button and subscribe if you want some more videos like this. I'm going to keep on sharing with you, with the listener, with anybody who's trying to up their looping game. Okay, I'm gonna go perform now. See you.